Hello and welcome to Beginner Yoga. My name is Joanne. Thanks for joining me to practice today. I am actually today sitting up on a blanket, so I encourage you guys to sit up on a blanket or a block if you've got a prop or a cushion at home. And I can sit on the floor with ease and comfort, but I'm doing this just to give myself a little more ease with sitting because we're going to work on the neck and shoulders a little bit at the beginning. So I just want you to feel as easy in your spine as possible as we start. So if that means sitting up on something, even if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, then feel free to do that. It's a nice way to open the hips and create length through the spine. So as you get settled on your prop or the mat, we'll just take a couple minutes to find length. Feel that your sitting bones are grounding on whatever you're sitting on. And you can rest the hands either palms down or palms up, whatever you prefer. And we're going to close the eyes at the beginning of our practice together, so we can just take a few moments to maybe set an intention or a dedication for your practice today, choosing one thing to focus on. It might be your breath, it might be alignment, it might be challenging yourself, or you might need to take it easy today. So whatever you'd like, or you can also dedicate the practice to anyone in need, or the world at large. So taking that time to sort of think about what you'd like to focus on today for your practice, and mentally set that intention for yourself as we settle and begin together. And as you're sitting, after you've set your intention, just taking inventory of the body, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort, and just being aware of them, not necessarily trying to change them just yet, just noticing them, allowing them to be present, not resisting, just allowing. Begin to deepen the breath if you haven't yet. So remembering that with yoga, we always want to breathe into our belly and move the breath all the way through the whole body. So we're breathing three-dimensionally with the body, bringing it all the way to the tops of the lungs. And as we exhale, we release air from the lungs, moving it in a reverse wave. And squeezing navel gently toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale. Nice full deep breaths. We'll take 10 breaths together here at the beginning to settle and begin to open the body with the breath, circulating energy with our breath. And then we'll gently allow the eyes to open. You want to keep your gaze nice and soft and out in front of you on the floor. We're going to inhale. So I want you to feel that you're relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and that the crown of the head is just floating on the spine. So there's no tension in the neck or shoulders. So maybe shake out a little bit. See if you can release if there is anything that you're holding there. We're going to focus a little bit on the neck and shoulders here at the beginning. So we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And on your exhale, just drop your chin forward. So everything in the shoulders stays exactly the same. You don't want to round. Just let the head, the weight of your head stretch the back of your neck, keeping the shoulders down and back. And breathe a couple breaths here. So see if you can relax the head even further with each breath. Feeling that across the back of your neck and shoulders. Take one more breath. And very slowly and mindfully, I want you to draw the right ear to the right shoulder. So if you have any tension, be very aware of that. I actually have some today, so that's why we're doing some of this. So you want to be mindful as you move. If there's any discomfort or pain, don't move into the pain. You want to relax around the pain if possible. So never move in pain. So take a breath here. And check that your chest is still lifted, your shoulders are still dropping, just the head, ear over the shoulder. Good. And then we're going to imagine that we're looking into a pocket, a chest pocket across on the left side of your chest. So you're going to gaze down and look toward your chest on the opposite side. And then you're going to inhale and bring the ear over the shoulder again. And then as you exhale, just pull back a little bit and gaze across your chest as if you're trying to see into a pocket. So there's a little retraction of the neck. Inhale, open. And one more time, exhale, gaze, pull back and look into your pocket. Inhale, come back over ear over shoulder. And then gently walk that left arm out to the side. So coming onto your fingertips, and then we're going to gaze over the right shoulder. So looking down, exhale. Noticing how this changes the stretch in the neck and down the arm. You should feel this down the whole arm. On the inhale, you're going to gaze toward the sky or ceiling, opening up. So the exhale, you gaze over the shoulder and move in a very mindful and gentle way. Inhale, gaze up. Good. One more round. Exhale down. And inhale, gaze up. Come back to the side. Check your posture, lift your chest, and then just lift the arm parallel to the floor. We're going to extend the arm out, so pull the fingers away from you with the head flexed to the side, and then begin to circle the wrist. So you want to feel this in the whole arm, which connects all the way up to the neck. So full big circles with the wrist. And moving the fingers around as well. Reverse that circle. Keep breathing. Good. And then send the fingertips out long. Lower the arm by the side back to the floor. Drop your chin forward. Bring that left hand in. And then bring your head upright. Take a breath in. And exhale, bow the chin. As you're ready, slowly rock the left ear to the left shoulder. Nice and gently. Open up. Check your posture. Good. From here, inhale. And then we're going to gaze across our chest into the right chest pocket. So pulling the head back a little bit. Inhale, come over the shoulder. Exhale, gaze across the chest. Retract the neck a little bit. Inhale. And good, one more time. Gazing across the chest. Pull the neck back, pull the head back. Look into your chest pocket. Good, inhale. Ear over shoulder. Check your posture. Soften any tension. Walk the right fingertips out. Good. From here, breathe in, exhale, look down over your left shoulder toward the floor. Make sure you're still nice and tall, fingertips just gently touching the mat. Inhale, look up toward the sky. Exhale, gaze down. And inhale, gaze up. One more round, exhaling down. And inhaling up. Good, come back to the side. And then we're going to lift the right arm parallel to the floor. Stretch the fingertips away from your body as far as you can get them with the head flexed to the side. Take a breath. And begin to circle the wrist. So keep pulling the arm out as you circle the wrist and feeling that all the way through the forearm, the upper arm, into the shoulder and the neck. Reverse. Big circles. Excellent. Stretch the fingertips away from you and lower them down. Bring your hand in, drop your chin forward, and lift the head upright. So take your hands down by your side. We're going to squeeze, create a little bit of tension, squeeze the shoulders up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe in, exhale. We're going to sigh it out. We're going to do that twice more. Squeeze in, exhale, and one more time. Squeeze, 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 and drop. Good. Now we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. You're going to exhale, come halfway down. Send your fingertips out as far as you can get them. And then bring the right arm under the left. Eagle arms, seated eagle arms. So stacking the elbows, create a little tension here, a little bind. You can bring the hands back to back or palm to palm or stay here. Whatever is comfortable for you, make sure the neck is still centered and the head is still loose. So from here, to find your sweet spot, you're going to just play around with the position of your arms a little bit. Maybe raising the elbows up will really get into that shoulder blade. And then find your sweet spot. We're going to take 3 breaths here. So breathe nice and deep. Feel the breath move all the way through the whole body. Exhale completely as you relax. Any tension anywhere in the body. Take another 2 breaths. One more. Awesome. Breathe in here. As you exhale, we're going to drop forward. We're going to just bow over to the front of your mat. So you can rest forehead on the hands. Just take a moment. And then roll yourself back up. Bring the arms up. And release, unwind. Send the arms out. Shrug your shoulders here. Squeeze them up and down the back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, halfway. Send the arms out nice and wide. And then you're going to swing the right under the left. Or the left under the right. Let's try to do the same side again. Make sure you're switching sides. Check your posture. That's my side that needs it, I think that's why. And then we're going to find our sweet spot. So make sure your neck is still nice and long and your crown of your head is tall. And then find your sweet spot. We'll pause and breathe all the way up to the lungs. 3 deep breaths. Keep the spine tall. Don't overarch in the low back. I just caught myself doing that. So make sure your navel is a little bit engaged. And one more breath. Awesome. Breathe in deep. As you exhale, we're going to bow, fold forward. Keep your hips grounding into your blanket or mat. Roll up, inhale, come back up. Unwind your arms. Shrug your shoulders here. Squeeze them up and down the back. Awesome. We're going to come on to tabletop. So I'm going to remove my blanket. Now you can take your blanket if you want. If you have sensitive knees. The knee joint is sensitive, so you can use the blanket under the knees if you'd like in tabletop. You can make it thinner if that's too thick. I'm going to set mine to the side and come onto all fours. So aligning wrists under your shoulders and knees under your hips. You want to brighten your fingers on the mat, get them as far apart from each other as you can, and rotate the inside of the elbow forward and micro bend your joint. Tops of the feet are pressing into the floor. See if you can feel all 10 toes active on the mat. Engaging your core just a little bit so the neck is long in line with your spine. From here, we're going to take a few cat-cows. So we're going to drop the belly. I'm going to send my tailbone far and away. I'm going to open my chest through my shoulders and gaze toward the corner of the room. I'm not going to wrench my neck up. I'm just opening my chest and lengthening my spine. As I exhale, I'm going to turn my tailbone down and press the spine up. Drop the head between the arms. Let the head be heavy. Inhale as you open up. Lengthen through the whole spine. Exhale as you fold. Really feel the shoulders pull apart when you come into cat. Inhale one more time, cow. And exhale, cat. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to inhale as we take one arm up. Reach up, open your chest as much as you can. Reach toward the sky. As you exhale, you're going to thread the needle between the arm and leg on the floor, and you're going to come all the way down to the cheek and the side of the head. Releasing fully. Inhale, you're going to sweep up, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep again. Exhale, come on down. We're going to pause here for just a moment. Option, hand can reach behind your back or toward the sky, or not. One more breath. and unwind back to your tabletop. I hope you guys could hear me with my face in the other direction. We're going to inhale through the left arm, reach up, and exhale, come on down, thread the needle. You want to make sure you give yourself that release at the bottom. Inhale, open. Maybe each time you're opening a little deeper, depending on where you are today. Honor your body. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come on down. All the way to the mat. And then again, optional arm can reach behind or reach up. This just gives you a little more of a release for the shoulder. Take another breath here. Awesome. Slowly unwind yourself. Come back to your tabletop position. Take your knees back behind your hips about an inch. Open your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. We're going to bend the elbows and plant the chest between the shoulders, coming down to the belly. So for Cobra Pose, tops of the feet press into the floor. Hands are right next to your chest. Chin is down. Abdomen is on the floor. You're pulling the elbows toward your rib cage and toward the mat behind you so that your neck is free. Inhale, we're going to tilt the tailbone toward the heels just a little bit and lift up for low cobra. So I want you to keep your neck long, so don't look up and wrench the neck. Look long out in front of you on the floor. And then we're going to lift the hands so we're truly using our back muscles here. Feet stay glued. Breathe into your belly. Neck should be long and nice and loose. One more breath here. Good. Exhale, lower the hands by the side, by the chest. We're going to push back into child's pose. So for child's pose, a couple of options. You can push straight back, or you can take your big toes together and your knees a little wider so you can release your abdomen between your thighs. So it's up to you. We're going to take our hands behind us to release the shoulders here. So we just let go of the shoulders and the neck. So your forehead is on the mat. Take a breath into your belly. And then you're just going to rock on your forehead a little bit, side to side. Nice and gentle, stimulating the forehead and the third eye for a nice relaxation practice. Coming back to center. Walk your arms out. So from here, we're going to try to come into downward dog. So listen to my cues here. So our arms are extended. My forehead is on the mat. My knees are a little wide, so I'm going to take them hip distance. I'm going to come up a little bit. I'm going to tuck my toes under and sit back into my hips. So I'm getting a nice stretch here through the bottom of my feet. Arms extended. Elbows are not on the floor, so you're not here. You're lengthening. Pull the shoulders into the back. Palms active on the mat. Breathe in. To come into downward dog, just straighten your legs. I'm going to move up because I'm a little bit toward the back of the mat so you can see me better. Okay. So let's try that again. Drop your knees. Push back. So we just straighten the legs. Downward dog. Take a breath. Let's pedal our feet. Walk one leg and then the other. Pedal each foot. So the head is heavy between the arms. Palms active on the mat. Then we're going to walk ourselves up nice and slowly. So take a nice slow stroll to the front of your mat. Measure 2 fists between your feet and hang here. Grab opposite elbows. Dangle. Knees can bend as much as you need. No need to straighten the legs. Excuse me. And then you're going to sway a little side to side. And you're going to release your arms and roll yourself up. One vertebra at a time, stacking one above the other. At the top, roll your shoulders and open your chest. Allow the knees to be soft. Check that your hips are aligned above your heels and your shoulders are above your hips, which are above your heels, and the crown of the head is floating up in mountain pose. Inhale, stretch the arms up behind you, reach up. Maybe lift the heart. Exhale, we're going to swan dive, send the arms east-west and fold into forward bend. Hands come next to your feet, bend your knees as much as you need so that you can touch the floor. Forehead tucks toward the shins. We're going to inhale into flat back as we lengthen our spine halfway to the floor, or parallel to the floor, and then exhale as you fold back down to forward bend. From here, I want you to plant your hands, and you're just going to step your feet back as far as you can, coming into plank position. So we want to spike a little energy through the heels, and the hips and the shoulders should be pretty much in the same plane. We don't want to sag our hips. We want them lifted, so we're engaging our core here. So nice and strong in your plank pose. If this is too much, you can always drop the knees. This is level 1, so you can always be here. There's no pressure to be in a full plank. If you're in plank or here, we're going to transition to downward dog. So to do that, you shouldn't really need to move the hands. So from plank, just send the hips high, relax the head. From here, just lift the knees and send the hips high. Relax the heels. Take a breath. From here, we're going to walk our hands back to the back of our mat to meet our feet. Coming back to a forward bend, fold. Inhale, come into flat back, open your chest. Exhale, fold again. Walk your hands back out. Nice stroll. Coming back to, you can come to plank to get your alignment, and then downward dog. Okay, so from here, there's lots of options. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to bring my right foot through. So I'm going to pull it forward between my hands. So if you can step through, that's great. If not, just pull your foot through. So here you are. You can always use blocks here if you need. We're going to drop our back knee. Uncurl your back toes. We're going to scissor action our legs toward the midline and inhale for crescent lunge. So a little bit of balance here. Breathe in. Open your chest. Take one more breath. Good. Exhale, take your hands to your chest. Come to prayer pose. Inhale, grow tall. Good. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So you're facing the front leg, and open the arms to the side. Hold up a wall. If you prefer, you can come from prayer pose and hook the elbow outside of the thigh if that's accessible for you. If it's not, just take the open twist. Good. Find a nice deep breath. Good. Release wherever you are. Come back to center. Send the arms up again. And exhale, float the hands down to frame the foot. Tuck your back toes under as you lift the knee. Lift both hips high so you've got room to come back for downward dog. Inhale, we're going to float into plank position. So align shoulders above wrists. You can always drop the knees right away. From here, you're going to drop your knees, bring your chest down and your chin down. Awkward S pose. Hips are lifting. Slide the legs out. Tops of the feet press in. Feel your toes. Inhale, low cobra. Let's lift the hands for a breath. Returning the hands. Bring your chin down. Tuck your toes. Coming through tabletop or downward dog. Totally up to you.
Good. From here, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to pull the left leg through. So it's helpful to gaze past your hands to aim to bring your foot up, or you can always just manually pull the foot through. Drop your back knee, uncurl the toes. Little scissor action with the legs as you bring the arms up. A little bit of balance. Lifting through your core. Shoulders should still be above your hips. Arms nice and long, soft shoulders. Breathe in. Hands come to chest in prayer pose, thumbs to sternum. Breathe in as you grow tall here. Exhale as you open to the left. One arm forward, one arm back. Or you can bind behind the knee. Up to you. Release your twist, come back to center, take the arms up again. And exhale, float the hands down, frame the foot. Tuck your back toes, lifting the knee. Bring your hips up so you've got room to pull the left leg back. Downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, to the back of the mat. Bend the knees as much as you need, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands back out. Take your time, move mindfully. Come to downward dog. Good. From here, we're going to bend the knees. I'm going to gaze past my hands, and I'm going to try to pull my right foot all the way through. And this time, I'm going to turn my back foot on an angle so that my toes face the front left corner of the mat. And I'm going to rise up with straight legs, and I'm going to open out. So I'm going to turn around to face you guys. So you're in with the right foot forward, left foot back. Open the arms out nice and wide. So my hip is facing toward the front, and I'm opening my chest here toward the front. I'm going to gaze to my right fingers, breathe in. I'm going to send my hips to the back of the mat. So I'm shifting my hips a little bit. Heel to arch alignment or heel to heel alignment. Gaze to the right, breathe in, grow tall. As you exhale, I want you to reach until you can't reach any further without moving out of this plane. So we're between two panes of glass here, imagine. You're sliding yourself through. And then when you can't reach anymore, you're just going to let the front hand fall anywhere it lands on the leg, and the back arm reaches up. If that's too much, you can take the hand behind the back or leave it by the side. Totally up to you. We don't want to lean on our leg. We want to lift the pose with the side of our body. We're working our sides here. So lots of strength. And breathe. So see if you can find length through both sides of your torso. Both feet are nice and active. Take one more breath. Good. If the top arm is lifted, we're going to take it in a big circle behind us. And I'm going to turn the torso over my front leg. So from here, you can take your hands behind your back. You can rest here too if you prefer. It's nice to have the hands behind the back to open the chest. Pull the hands away, lengthen your chest. And exhale, relax. So you're going to feel this pretty quickly in the front hamstring. So no rush, you don't need to go far. You want to be able to breathe and be comfortable in the pose. So if you can come down, fine. If not, no worries. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm fairly flexible. So you might be here and feeling a really good stretch, and that's great. Pull that right hip back. Lengthen your spine. We don't want to round the back here, we want to lengthen. Take one more breath. You're going to use your hands to pull your torso up, lengthen up. Awesome. Release the hands. Shrug your shoulders here. Excuse me. And then we're gonna come into, sorry, I just got something in my eye. We're gonna float the hands down to frame our foot and step back to a plank position, transitioning to downward dog pretty quickly. I think I had leftover jalapeno on my fingers. Awesome. Okay, so from here we're going to inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Lengthen, glue the feet, lift the hands for a breath. Release down. Option, tabletop to downward dog or straight back to downward dog. From here, bending the knees, you're going to pull your left foot all the way up between your hands, placing the right foot on an angle. I'm going to turn around again. So, left foot forward, right foot back. We're going to rise up, angling the foot toward the front. Open the arms nice and wide, east-west. Nice and tall, shoulders above hips right now. Gaze to your left, breathe in. Bump your hips to the back of your mat. Breathe in again. Grow tall, exhale, reach, reach, reach. Stay between those two panes of glass. So you may not get far, and that's fine. We just don't want to turn our hips out, so we're focused really on the sides here. Lengthen and then tip the torso wherever it lands. Right arm can come up, behind the back, or alongside the body. Think about lengthening both sides of your torso. Don't lean on your bottom leg. It's just a guide. We're really lifting this pose with the top arm. The gaze can be to the floor, toward the middle, or the top. We just don't want to drop the head. So the neck stays in line with the spine. Take one more breath. Slowly bring the arm behind you. Turn the torso over your front leg. Now we're going to clasp the hands. If you had your hand here, that's fine. We're going to clasp the hands behind us. Make the other thumb on top so it feels strange. I'm going to angle my foot. It's slipped out a bit. And I'm going to lengthen over the front foot. So lengthen, send the hips back, keep the spine long, breathe in. Exhale, fold wherever you feel stretch in that front leg. You want to be able to breathe in your stretch. Nice and relaxed in the torso. One more breath. That lied. Let's take one more breath. Use those hands to pull yourself up. Lengthen. Good. Release the arms. Shrug your shoulders here. Soften that front knee. Take the hands to frame the foot. And step yourself back to plank and then downward dog. Awesome. We're going to inhale, plank pose. You're going to exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale for low cobra. Let's lift the hands again. And release down. Let's push back to a child's pose here for a moment. Bring the arms alongside the body. You can grab the heels if that's accessible. Maybe give yourself a little foot rub. Just take a deep breath. And then we're going to slowly sit up on our heels. So I'm going to come to the center of the mat to face you guys. And then I'm going to take both feet to one side. So I'm going to bring my feet out for a seated spinal twist. And then cross the left foot over the right knee. Lift the flesh away from your sitting bones. If you can't easily feel both sitting bones connecting to the ground, extend that bottom leg out. You're going to take the left hand behind your back, right at the sacrum. So we're opening the chest. You're going to inhale, the right arm reaches up. And then you're going to exhale, twist from your navel. So you can either wrap the arm around the leg, or if you have room to bring the elbow outside of the knee, that's fine. No worries if you can't. And then twist with the head, neck, and eyes as well, looking back over your shoulder. Find a nice deep belly breath here. Make sure your sacrum and your lower back is staying together. You don't want to torque the sacrum or the SI joint. Good. Slowly unwind yourself. Walk your hands to the other side. Give yourself a little counter stretch. Coming back to center. Switching the legs to the other side. And then we'll cross the right foot over the left knee. And it might feel different on this side. Again, extend that bottom leg if you need to. Right hand comes right behind the back, lifting the chest up. Inhale, the left arm stretches to the sky. Soften your shoulder. Exhale as you twist from the navel. And then wrapping the arm or binding the arm, whatever works for you on this side. Gaze over your back shoulder. And then find some nice deep belly breaths in your twist. Massaging our internal organs with our twist. Good. Take one more breath here. Gently release your twist, unwind, walk your hands to the other side. Awesome. I'm going to come onto all fours, and I'm going to, you can use your blanket, or you can make a cushion with the mat. I'm going to face you guys. I think that'll be a little, well, no, I'm going to come to the side. So I'm going to come onto my cushion or my mat here. So we're going to take camel pose. Camel pose is kind of an advanced pose, so there's no need to come fully into the posture if you're not ready for it. See how you feel. I'm going to tuck my toes under. This will be an easier position if you're a beginner, so I recommend this position versus this position. So tucking the toes under, shoulders above hips here. I'm going to take my hands to support my sacrum at my low back, and my thumbs wrap around the waist. My elbows are going to pull back behind me. So now I'm nice and stacked. And then I'm going to lean a little bit up. So I don't want to drop back, but I'm lifting my sternum to the sky, and I'm feeling my front body engaged. So everything is kind of pulling forward like a wheel. But I'm not dumping or leaning into the low back. I'm still lifting up out of the spine. And then if you want to come off the back, you can stay here. This is a great stretch. You don't want to feel any crunching or pinching in the lower back body. So one hand at a time, if you're comfortable, can come to a heel. We're still lifting the chest to the sky. And there's space between my chin and chest, so I'm not dropping my head back. I'm lifting up. Should feel like a great stretch. So we're opening our chest. We're lengthening our spine. You're feeling this in the quads and the front of your legs. Nice deep breath. Take one more breath here. Slowly, if you're on the heels, one hand at a time to the back for support as you come up out of the pose. So now we're back to where we started. And then we're going to do gate pose. So I'm going to face you guys for this one. You can stay where you are if you want. So from here, where we were for camel, I'm going to stretch one leg out to the side. So my toes are facing forward. I'm extending my leg. I'm still stacked nice and tall. I'm going to let my left arm over my left leg just land here gently as a guide. I'm going to inhale, my right arm stretches up, keeping the shoulders soft. Exhale, I'm just going to fold to the side. You may not get far, and that's fine. You want to feel this in the side body again. Nice soft shoulder. Maybe you feel a little stretch in the inner thigh here. Breathe. Gate pose. This is great for the waist and the organs as well. One more breath. Inhale, stretch up tall as you slide up, lower the arm, bring the left knee in. Let's sit on the heels for just a second. If you want, you can round forward, give your back a little rest, a little stretch. We'll come back up onto the knees and we'll take gate on the other side. So I'm extending my right leg out to the side, still nice and stacked, toes facing forward. Right arm on top of the thigh as a guide. Inhale, stretch the left arm up. Soften your shoulder. As you're ready, slide as you fold to the side. I'm going to feel this through the whole side of your body. Nice deep breath, grounding the outer edge of your back foot. One more breath here. Beautiful. Inhale, stretch up, lower the arm, bring that right knee back in. Nice work. Okay, so I'm going to send my blanket to the side again. I'm going to come back to a tabletop position. So I'm going to take my hands out just a little bit wide here. I'm going to take my knees back just a little bit. I'm going to send my right toes out and stretch through the calf for just a second, and then I'm going to squeeze my knee into my glute. My heel into my glute. And I'm going to squeeze my knee in, sweep it past the mat, squeeze it up, and pull it between the hands for pigeon pose. So you can kind of play with that. So my right knee is near my right wrist. And I'm going to activate the outer edge of my right foot into the floor just to keep the knee protected. So you want your hip points equidistant to the floor. You don't want to necessarily torque the back body here. So we're nice and tall here. You shouldn't really be sitting on this side. We're going to stretch this side. Open your chest. Breathe into the chest. And exhale, we're going to fold down. So your back leg is straight behind you. You don't want to turn the ankle either for the ligaments. Keep them nice and active. Top of the foot is on the floor. You're going to come down wherever you're comfortable. If this bothers your knee, don't do it. You can take figure 4 on the back. Hopefully you know what that is if you need to do that. I can show you as well. For pigeon, you can be anywhere that's comfortable. You don't have to, you can stay here if this is a good stretch. Maybe you come down to forearms. Maybe release the forehead. You want to feel a nice stretch through the hip. You might feel it into the groin a little bit as well. If you need an alternate for this pose, figure 4 on the back is from here, crossing an ankle over a thigh, reaching through the hole, connect behind your thigh. So this is the alternate to pigeon if you have knee issues. So if anything hurts your knee, the answer is don't do it. So, and if you're in pigeon, great. If not, figure 4 is great as well. Find a couple more breaths. Check that you're soft in the jaw and the brow. That top back foot is active on the floor. Take one more breath. Soft shoulders. Nice and slowly, you're going to walk your hands back to frame the knee. Open the chest. Take a deep breath into the lungs here. Plant your hands, tuck in your back toes, and slowly come back to your tabletop. I guess you didn't need to tuck your toes, sorry.
So from tabletop, let's take a cat-cow. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Good, come back to neutral. Send your left toes out, stretch through the calf. Good, lifting the knee, heel to glute. Squeeze that knee in as you pull it forward. Left knee toward the left wrist, back foot straight behind you, top of the foot down. Check your hip points are equidistant to the floor. Inhale here at the top. Exhale, make your way down. Taking figure 4 if you need on this side for the knee. Find a place where you can relax into your stretch. Use your breath to let go of any tension in that hip or anywhere in the whole body. One more breath. Slowly, we'll walk the hands back to frame the knee. We're going to come onto fingertips and we're going to open the chest. Deep breath here. Beautiful. Sit on that left side. Bring the right leg around to the front. Stretch your legs out in front of you, lifting the flesh away from your sitting bones. Draw the toes towards your face. Hands next to your hips, staff pose here. So lengthen up tall. You can use your blanket here if you need. If you can't sit up tall, that will give you more space. So you can find length through the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, see if you can hinge at your hip. Imagine you're laying your abdomen on your thighs. So we're not rounding yet. We're lengthening, 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 lengthening. You can use a strap here if you need around the feet. You can have the arms land anywhere on the legs that's comfortable. You do not need to reach the feet. You want to keep your chest open. Draw your shoulder blades back. Breathe in. Open your chest. Exhale, soften. So working with your breath in this way. Inhale, feel length from the tail to the crown, all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, relax. So there's no rush, no need to get anywhere. Take one more breath like that. You can do this, but you don't have to, because I don't want you to stress your shoulders. So one more breath. Let's go ahead and let the head fall forward. We'll round through the spine here, stretching the back body a little bit more. Slowly roll up, walk your hands back. Coming back to your staff pose. Set my blanket aside. If you're using one, you can set it aside. Flex the feet, draw the toes toward the face, hands on the thighs. We're going to roll down to the back slowly. Unfurl yourself. Use your core to lower your back all the way to the mat. Good. Once you get there, let your feet flop out to the sides. Rock your head gently side to side so your neck is nice and neutral on the floor. If it's hard to lay on the floor like this with your neck, if your neck is like this, you need a little cushion maybe behind your head. So you want the neck to be nice and long on the mat. Shoulders down, palms up. Good. And then if there's anything else you need to round out your practice, any last stretch, maybe knees to chest, or maybe a happy baby. Happy baby. Options. reclined cobbler, anything else you want to do before we relax. We'll take a few moments at the end of our practice to come to final relaxation posture, Savasana, in order to assimilate all of the work that you did in the practice. So it's nice to allow your body to rest and relax so you can incorporate all the work you did into the cells, into the tissues. Letting go of any tension you might have, any residual tension, release it with the out breath. Just let it go. Nice deep breath in and out. And just allow the breath to move naturally through the body. We'll just take a couple of minutes here to relax and let go. Relax your entire body completely. Keep relaxing and letting go. Noticing with each out breath, there's a little place you can let go a little bit more. There always is. Just relax. And gently wiggle your fingers and toes and rock your head side to side. And as you inhale, bring the arms up overhead on the floor behind you. Stretch through your legs. Give yourself a nice full body stretch. As you exhale, we'll bend the knees to place your feet on the floor and roll to the right side for a moment, noticing here any changes in body and mind, and recalling any intention you may have set or dedication you may have set for your practice. And as you're ready, you're going to use your left hand to push yourself back up to a seated posture, meeting in easy pose. Sitting nice and tall, sitting on your blanket if you need. We're going to inhale and sweep the arms up together. Take a deep breath in. Seal your hands at the top and bring them down to your heart as you bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing yoga today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.